Hey, this is Art Fennell with Country Style, and you're listening to the Black Smoke Barbecue Podcast.
Welcome to Black Smoke Barbecue. We are a collaborative group that focuses on different aspects of barbecue from pitmasters from all across North America. Barbecue is a culture, and we discuss topics, ideas, and the methods of it on the Black Smoke Barbecue Podcast. Our mission is to spotlight those lesser-known content creators in backyard barbecue, catering, food truck operations, as well as the African American experience in modern day barbecue. Sit back, relax, listen, and enjoy the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live, and please welcome back to the Black Smoke Barbecue Podcast. Y'all, barbecue is not just the culture we embody, it's the code we live by. Y'all, we have a very special guest with us today, a friend of the podcast, basically family at this point. But before we get into that, y'all, make sure you're subscribed right here on YouTube and anywhere else you get your podcast. Subscribe to the Black Smoke Barbecue Podcast. And we also now, y'all, check it out, we're on Patreon. You can get yourself a membership to the Black Smoke Barbecue Podcast. You get a bunch of different benefits that you don't get here on YouTube. And you can also check out Black Smoke After Dark, where things get a little more risque. You don't want to have your kids around, but we still have tons of fun and great conversations, y'all. But before we get into things, y'all, as y'all can see, I'm not where I usually am. I'm here on Barbecue Boulevard with my man Alvin from the Dogfather's Barbecue.
Yes, sir.
And we have had a day. We've been cooking all day, recording all day. And we actually recorded an episode of the podcast that y'all will be seeing real soon. Can't give away too many details, but trust me, you're going to want to check this one out. This one's going to be really good. I've been with you all day, so I can't ask what you've been doing. But how you feeling, bro, about the day?
Hey, man, we had a fantastic day. Cooking and grubbing and fellowshipping and socializing and just having a great time. And I tell you what, I got my man onto that luxury lamb today. What you think about that?
It was quite luxurious, quite delicious.
It was pretty dang tasty.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, the macaroni and cheese, you like, bro. I told y'all before, we did an event here for Super Bowl. I made jerk chicken. My man said I had it jerked to the bone.
It was.
Everybody was in here greasing on that chicken. And here comes my man with this macaroni and cheese and took all the thunder. Well, the day he made that macaroni and cheese, and I gotta say, I don't really get into eating the pasta like that too much, but bro, I could have sat there and ate the whole damn tray by myself today. That was some good stuff, man.
It was tasty.
Yeah, man.
It was tasty, man. But everything we had today was amazing. Had some really good cooks. With some really cool products too, man. So again, we'll be debuting that soon. Man.
And we gotta say, we had to throw the shout out to my man Chris over at Lone Star Grills because we fired up the El Patron today.
Oh, we did, and that thing ran all day.
Oh man, I hadn't cooked on that in a while, but let's just say it put in some work today.
Oh yeah. It earned its rent today.
Absolutely,
that's for
absolutely.
Sure. Yeah. Next up, we got our resident poet T from T-Dub Barbecue. T, what's going on, man?
Man, I'm doing all right. I'm a little jealous I wasn't over there with you fellas, but hey man, I doing okay, man.
You know what? Normally I tell people don't be jealous, but yeah, you should be jealous about today, bro.
Hey. I
we
might
had
not
a hell
have
of
some,
a time, bro.
hey, I might not have some luxury lamb, but I did some jerk lamb ribs over the weekend. Yeah, those are pretty tasty, man.
Oh, tell me more, brother. Now you got my wheels turned.
Yeah, so last time I did that jerk rub, that marinade that CJ from Mom and Papa Joe's.
Yes.
I had some left over. And so I had some lamb ribs in the freezer, and I was like, you know what? I've never had jerk lamb ribs before. Now, my cousin is a chef, and he posted a video of some honey jerk lamb chops. And I was like, well, maybe I'll do some honey. And I was like, nah, I'm just keep it basic just to see how it is. And it was pretty good, man. It didn't kill the gaminess like I thought it would, but it was still really good.
That sounds good, man. Damn.
Hey, well, T, get rid of that gaminess and lamb.
Yeah, tell them about the luxury lamb, baby. Tell them about the luxury lamb.
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying, you got to get that short hair lamb. I'm gonna just drop that and leave it right there.
Now, see, when I talk about you on let me break off subject here. When I talk about you in the luxury lab, you be, oh man, get up, I can't man, you go to the luxury lab. Look else, bro.
Hey man, it just is what it is, bro. I mean, you know.
See? And y'all called me bougie. This brother selective about the lamb, but we're gonna move on, man. Cause again, y'all call me bougie, but
Was it good?
it was fantastic.
Okay then.
Proof was there. Come on. It was fantastic. I'm gonna give me one more when we get out of here.
Hey, take 2 more.
And next up, we have our editor-in-chief, man who has all the spit and glue to keep this operation rolling, Charlie from Maverick Barbecue. Charlie, what's good, man?
What's happening? How you doing, bro?
Man, fantastic, brother. What's good with you?
I'm over here just trying to figure out what the temperature is going to be. Is it going to be still winter? Is it going to be spring? Are the bees going to sting me today? Are they going to be hiding? I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. They're trying to figure it out too. It's
Hey, look,
confusing.
it's that time of year where the weather is, schizophrenic. It's all over the place, man.
Yeah, needs help. Really, really, really bad. Needs help.
Yeah. And I can't wait to get out of here. I'll be on somebody's plane really soon, going to a island tropical destination, and I will get away from this madness, brother.
Man, when I grow up, I want to be like you.
I just told her to adopt me.
You'll regret it. Don't you do it. Don't you do it, brother.
Hey, Charlie, I gotta say this, man. You have got the most relaxed set of anybody. I'm like, see you got your
Look.
couch rolling back there. I'm like, want to come over there, just take a
All
nap.
Charlie needs is a gong and a waterfall. You fall right to sleep, man.
Hey, we can work that out. Hey, big ups to my wife. She did all the decorating and everything. I just come in here, sit down, try to watch TV, fall asleep because it's so comfortable. You know how you see them pillows back there on your back. They
Yeah, I
squat your
see
back
that.
up like that. Yeah, man.
You start watching TV before you know it. TV watching you.
That's right. Old Lenny Williams style.
What you been cooking, bro?
And I've been on the Santa Maria whenever it is not too windy out.
Yeah.
That happens. And cooking up some chops. Did a tenderloin the other day. Just trying to get some open fire cooking, before the bees try to sting me.
I understand. When does the Santa Maria fryer make its debut?
Oh man, shoot. We got to talk to some people about that, but I want one. Trust me, I want one. I got a whole bunch of catfish I'm ready to fry up, I tell you.
You know what? That just reminds me, y'all, of he wasn't there because, he can bougie like that, but we was at Delilah's event and they was dropping that catfish in that fryer, man.
Jesus.
Yes.
It was amazing. It was amazing. And ever since we saw that in action, yeah, dude, I got to have one of those, Charlie. I'm like you. I don't, and I can't justify it because when am I ever going to fry that much stuff? But
No idea.
Well, you could justify it.
tell.
It can be mine, but we just keep it at your house. So,
Look, man, you ain't snatching my chain, bro. Like, we not about to share no fried Debo. If I'm gonna get one, it's gonna be mine.
Well, you mentioned fish. I was in New Orleans not long ago and caught some red fish. Have you guys had that red fish?
Oh
yeah.
We get it here in Texas.
Yeah, that red fish was pretty good. I jerked it down a little bit. It was really, really
Ooh.
nice. I love that fish.
there you go.
Listen, y'all, we're gonna get right into it. Again, our guest, y'all, is a highly regarded journalist. He won Journalist of the Year. He's an Emmy winner. He has one of the most viral and just engaging YouTube channels. And y'all, what he has is not just a YouTube channel, y'all. It's a movement.
Yeah.
It's a lifestyle. And they call it country style, y'all. Y'all know who this man is. We ain't got to get into all that. Bring back our brother, our friend, our family, Art Fennell.
Yeah.
Art, is always good to have you, brother.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man. Good to be back with the brotherhood.
No doubt, man. Good to have you back, brother. And
But but Brandon, can I just do something real quick? I just think it needs to be done, and it's important.
please do.
I'm sitting here, and you guys mentioned cooking for the Super Bowl the other day. I mean,
Yes, sir.
a little while ago, and I'm looking at T with that Eagles over his shoulder.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Fly, Eagles, fly.
Yeah. Okay, now that's out the way. What are you saying?
Never mind what you asked me just now.
Shout out Philly, y'all.
Yeah.
Shout out Philly.
Way to go,
You know,
T.
any team that,
Yes, sir. We did it.
hey, any team that's gonna get these Cowboy fans mad down here, I'm with it. And the
Agreed.
Eagles absolutely got them mad.
Absolutely. They were 38 hot, boy, let me tell you. And I loved every second of it.
Yes, sir.
So, Art, since the last time you were here, man, you had a lot of stuff going on, brother.
Oh,
And one of the major things is, unfortunately, you got somebody playing games with your YouTube channel, man.
Oh,
But you bounced back in a major way. Looks like nothing has ever changed. And you also launched Country Style Podcast, man. We want to hear about all of that, bro.
well, I'm here for it, man. Yeah, you know, the last since the last time I was with you guys, man, as they say, all hell broke loose.
yeah.
Yeah, that for people who follow country style, man, that hack was just a freaking nightmare. And you know, when I think about it, it still pisses me off. But you know, it was one of those things where if you are just rolling along and everything is going great, and then all of a sudden the wheels come off, and that's what happened. And what was disappointing about it, in my mind anyway, is that there was no clear path to restore it. So the channel was completely jacked and hijacked and stolen, and YouTube shut it down and blamed it on me, said that mm, I was the one putting out all this crap information that the hackers were putting out. And it was just a nightmare trying to get it back. And so, you know, we worked on. I worked with you guys. You guys were very helpful because I was consulting with you on that. But you know, like I said, it just was no clear path to get it back. And so finally, we made the decision to, hey, you know what, you just got to start over. And so that's what we did. Had to do a big relaunch and tried to pull it back from there. And so thankfully, to this point, it's back from where it was for sure, but not where it ultimately was. So you know, it is what it is.
But you know, man, it's a testament to the product that you're putting out there because one, somebody saw enough in you that they decided to do that. But you know, aside from all of the, you know, the monkey business that went on with that, the fact is you started from scratch, as you said, and you know, got country style too. And brother, you building up bigger and better than what I think you did the first time. So I mean, that's a great testament to exactly the quality of product you're putting out there.
Oh man, thanks for that. Well, yeah, um, man, that wasn't easy. And it ain't over. To be honest with you. So as they say, you started from the bottom. Now you're here. Prior to the hack, we were hovering somewhere close to getting to 300,000 subscribers. And we've always done well with the views that the channel gets, but that subscriber base is what was really hurt because you go from all of those people out there to nobody, and you feel like you're somewhere in the forest going, "Hello, is anybody there? Guys, come back. Where are you?" And so that's what we were doing. And you know, I thought, you know, maybe I was a little naive in this. I thought, hey, just put a new channel up and they'll all be right back just like that. You know, because they love me. They'll be right back. Well, it didn't quite work out that way. Sure, they're coming back. But and I don't understand all the analytics and the behind the scenes stuff with YouTube, but I know for a fact that there are people who were in that initial subscriber base that haven't found us for whatever reason. And the reason I know that is because occasionally I'll put a video up and in the comments, someone will say, "Hey, I saw this video. It came up on my notifications and I was wondering where you were. I subscribed immediately." But that also tells me that they weren't there prior to that. So I don't know how that works, but they're coming back in 6 months' time. We're back over 50,000, which is pretty good. I'm happy with that. And just got to be patient until we can get everybody back and then go for beyond that if we can.
That's a whole wormhole, dealing with YouTube and the way that it works with getting your notifications out to people and this and that and the other. Because, same with me, I had people hit me up, man, I haven't seen anything from you in so long, and this just finally popped up. And I see that even with other people's content that I, used to watch on a regular and thought, oh, I guess they took a break or what have you, but it's just YouTube's not serving up that content. And I'm not really sure, why that happens, especially if you have the bell on to be notified and it just picks and chooses at random who it notifies you about or not.
Yeah. No, like I said, I'll profess, I don't know all the ins and outs of how all of that works. I just know that it's tricky.
Yeah.
And what was the most frustrating thing of all was there was really no way to have a direct line of communication with anybody. It's not like there's someone standing by a telephone that answers, "Hey, this is YouTube customer service. How can we help you?"
Mhm.
That doesn't exist. And so everything is trickle information. Send a message, wait several days to maybe you'll get a response. The response seems like it comes from AI. And I think a lot of those responses were from AI and they just weren't helpful. But if I could have ever gotten a living body that I could have communicated with, I think we probably would have been able to turn that around in short order. It just didn't happen, man. And so at some point you just say, "Hey, you got to take your losses and keep it moving." And you asked about the podcast. Hey, you guys see my banner over my shoulder?
Oh yeah.
Dude, it
Catch
looks
our
great.
podcast. The reason we did that and put up a web page and everything because we said, man, we got to diversify because when the channel went down, I had no way of communicating with my people. So I said, you know what? We're not going to let that happen again. Need a different platform, need another means of communication so that if something goes down, at least there's something else that they can reach out to you, ask, "Hey, what's up? What's going on? How can I help?" And so we did that. And I had some inspiration. Black Smoke Barbecue gave me some inspiration to say, "Hey, you know, there's other ways that you can get out to the masses, man, and still have a forum." And so that's what we did.
So how has it been so far with the podcast? With your experience doing podcast, after all the journalism that you've done, is it different?
Well, that's a good question, Charlie. Um, not really, not really. So, man, I mean, I had a 40-year television career, right?
Mm.
So, um, when I'm in a conversation with someone, I learned a long time ago, it's a conversation more than I'm interviewing someone like, tell me this, tell me that. The podcast world doesn't seem to work like that. Podcast world is based on your personality, being engaging, having engaging guests, having something that you're talking about, and keeping it lively and not boring, so people will want to stay engaged with it. So that part was good. If you've seen any of those episodes, my crazy family members, when we're sitting around at that podcast desk, I mean, all hell breaks loose most of the time.
You're
And
drinking
so
shine. It
that
should.
ain't close to journalism.
Right?
Yeah.
There ain't no journalism in there, and the moonshine doesn't help.
I know.
Because we start every episode with a shot of moonshine, just because it just makes it fun. So to answer your question, Charles, I don't worry about the mechanics and the basics of sitting down and holding a conversation with whoever is sitting there with me. I give that to experience from the journalism. Um, but for the most part, I just kind of let that conversation go where it's going. It's like you grab it by the ears and hang on for dear life most of the time.
Yeah, yeah. I know when a lot of people get into podcasting, they didn't think it was that much work. In terms of that, uh, especially following up from your professional career, what kind of message do you have to people that are trying to get into the niche of podcasting in terms of like whatever the lifestyle category they're trying to get into? What type of advice would you give them?
Well, then, and a lot of people have asked me that. I'm like, guys, I'm still kind of new into the podcast game myself, but kind of goes back to what I said a minute ago. And I've had this conversation with a lot of people even before the podcast. Um, Whoever's in front of you, whatever you're talking about, you want that conversation to be fluid. You want it to be entertaining, informational, whatever. If it's a more serious topic, you need to be prepared with how you're going to drive that conversation. Because if it's a serious topic, you want to get some serious information out of it. If it's just entertainment and frolicking around, which a lot of them are, then that doesn't need to be as structured. Don't try to structure it. If I'm trying to sit down with my brother Jism and he's cussing everybody out, he's not going to respond well to a structured question. He's going to likely tell me to kiss his ass or something.
Yeah.
Jessup wouldn't
That happen for real. So
He
you
would
got to
never.
put yourself in the mix, in the setting with whatever is happening around you. And that's a big part, in my opinion, of managing a podcast conversation is feeling the flow and going with the flow and then driving it from there. That makes sense to you?
Perfect.
And again, I've just found in my experience, don't try to make it too rigid and too formal. That's just what seems to have worked for me. Like with you guys laugh, you're getting on each other, you guys all know each other, and it makes it comfortable for a guest to sit here with you because I'm not feeling that this is going to be a stuffy, period of time where I'm going to be sitting here like and bored.
Yeah, you can't be bored on a podcast now. You
No.
didn't come for that. No, you can many other forms of media. You can sit and be bored. You,
We're playing it.
we ain't trying to do that here, man. We're trying to have fun.
And it always helps when you have your favorite Dominican on set. So.
Brother, if you're jealous of my hair, just say that, man. You ain't got to do all that, brother.
Well,
No, but that you're right though. I mean, it's all the chemistry. Having that chemistry, everybody, everything flows. And the big thing is like, even I kind of look at it back like when you're doing YouTube, when you're out there and you're being kind of fake and phony, people see right through it. So be yourself. Be yourself. Have that conversation. Talk just like you would talk. We were sitting back here in the back barbecuing and drinking and grilling. Hey, we gonna talk and we gonna shoot the what. We're gonna have fun with it. And that's the same
Yeah.
thing we do on the podcast.
Yeah. I'll tell you two things that have been challenging for me that I've struggled with. And one is feeding the monster. Because when you're busy doing a lot of other stuff, it makes it harder to have that structured podcast time to pull someone together. You guys do a good job with that, but that's been a little difficult for me. Then the other thing that I struggled with was I want to build up the podcast so it can eventually get monetized or get some sponsors. Not there yet. Not there yet. Still working on that and trying to dig through that process. So what I started doing, and I wrestled with it, is like after the podcast airs, on the podcast, after several days, I repost it to the YouTube page. which they do very well on the YouTube page. But the idea is that I wanted to drive them to the podcast first rather than having people wait. Say, I'll wait. He's going to eventually put it on the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So I struggled with that. Like, which way do you go with that? I still struggle with it. So those have been some of the challenges for me. One, trying to drive the content, and I've got some people that I want to reach out to for guests a little later. I want to get a little bit better on the technical side, rather than having them come on and then hang on a minute because I got to figure out what this button does, and it looks sloppy. So I'm still working through it to answer your question, John.
It takes time.
Yeah. Yeah. One of the things I've noticed is whenever you're doing something in addition to the first thing, it's hard bringing those people over there. And just like you said, it's like, hey, he'll just put it on YouTube. So let me just wait for that. I don't know what it is about our brains, but when we get into a certain routine, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? We got some new people, we've been looking in, and it's gotten some traction. So I've been happy with that. And a lot of the country style people went right to it, and that was great. Because we needed that. But again, pulling additional ones in is been a little something. I got a call today from an old buddy of mine. I hadn't talked to him in some time, and he said, "Man," he said, "I just finished listening to your podcast. I didn't even know you had a podcast. I didn't know where you were." So it found it, and so I was happy to hear that, you know.
And one thing I want to ask you about, man, I hate I missed this, but that showcase in North Carolina with the North Carolina pitmasters, could you tell us about that event and how it went?
Well, it went great. Actually, what the whole idea was to, and I've done a couple of these. I don't do that many of them, but to move the content to the audience rather than having the audience always have to come to you. So we got a lot of grill masters from North Carolina. We got grill masters in a lot of states. And so I wanted to do something like what we had done in New Orleans when we took the team over there and did a cookout. That was last year. We did one in Columbia some years ago. It was much smaller, where I gathered the Columbia, South Carolina grill masters together, and the people came. And it's not a money making event for country style. That's not why we do it. We're strictly doing it to give a spotlight, some additional notoriety to the grill masters by loving up on them, putting that camera on them, letting them talk about their product, about what they're doing, that kind of stuff. And then they get to sell to the audience that we bring them. And so we had 7 grill masters out there. All 7 of them sold out. Okay.
Wow. I love
And the handful of vendors that were out there, and again, we didn't allow anyone else to come. If you weren't from North Carolina, you could come hang out, but you couldn't cook because it was strictly for them.
Nice.
And so it was a great event. And I don't know how many of those we'll continue to do. I'm kind of always back and forth with that, but that one went very, very well. We were happy.
Yeah, I
Uh,
saw some video and some of the fellas. Man, it looks like I missed out on another good time, man, with the trash talking and the laughing and just having a good old time, man.
It, it was good. It was a little chilly.
Yeah.
Uh, But that didn't bother anybody. I mean, nobody cares. I mean, you guys, all grill masters, you know what it's like when you're outside. The weather's gonna be what it is, and you don't worry about it. That's what we did. And again, and the people came out. I mean, so it was good. It was
Looked
good.
like they had a really good time. And to get off the subject of barbecue for just a hot second, I'm actually going to a drag race at that track or uh,
Oh, the
later
Z-Man.
this later this year. So I haven't been to that track yet. My wife and I, we go all over the country to different drag races.
Mm,
We're going to North Carolina for the first time this year. but that track is known as the Bellagio of drag racing. Was that facility pretty nice that they had y'all at?
Yeah, well, it's huge. We weren't inside on the track. We didn't need that. So we were set up just outside the track, essentially like we were tailgating.
Yeah.
And so it was a nice open area. It had water, it had electrical. The bathroom facilities were right there. Was easy access in and out. Just made it easy for the fans to get to it. And so yeah, I mean, I liked it. I liked it, and it's a top-notch facility, and then you got the motorway right there, the big one. I mean,
Circle.
it's literally right across the street. So that whole area is all about, North Carolina is big on racing, man. You already know that, and we were right in the heart of it.
So, you were speaking earlier about analytics, and we were talking about how tricky YouTube can be. Um, we've noticed that your subscriber count and your actual views don't really match up.
Mhm.
Um, what do you think is what do you think is behind that?
Man, I've wrestled with that. Now, it's actually a good problem. And here's what I've found out, Brandon, just by studying that part. We do more with views consistent per video than people with two, three, four times the subscriber base that we have.
Yeah.
And I don't understand if you've got 500,000 subscribers and you put out a video, I would expect that you would have 500,000 views on that video because 500,000 people got your notification. But some of those videos that I've seen, could be as low as 30 or 40,000 views per episode. Country style, with like as I said earlier, with our new since the relaunch after the hack, we're just over 50,000 subscribers, but we'll do 35,000 views in 6 hours. So I think it's a combination of things. One, there's a very loyal fan base, very loyal. And they watch. In fact, they race. There's a whole thing in the comments of who was there first, and they'll chime in and say, "Hey, I was first," or "Who else gets excited every time a country style notification pops up?" I click right away. Even if I'm on my job, I'm watching. And so that's a dedication there and a loyalty that I'm very proud of. I don't know how that goes over to other people's videos because I'm not reading their comments. Hey, maybe they're saying the same thing to them too. But the country style base is loyal. They're watching, and unfortunately, and I say unfortunate, I know for a fact, and I know because whenever we're anywhere, that part of our fan base is an older population. And when I say older, I'm going to say 50, 60, 70, and even higher because hey, they country too. Okay. And they're loyal and they watch, but they're probably not quite savvy enough to know I gotta subscribe while I'm watching. Or they may not trust it. If I subscribe, yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen to that, and they're gonna be trying to charge me some money. And so it's an education with the older population, and I think that that's a part of it too, which is why the subscriber count is low. But the biggest part is the loyalty of the ones who do watch, and they watch multiple times, which is good for advertisers. Advertisers care that their product is getting seen. And I don't know if they care as much about how many subscribers you have, but they care about how often that video is being watched,
That's exactly.
and how long it's being watched.
Yeah.
That's another part of the analytics that I made a decision on when I started Country Style. and that was, would I just put out shorter videos that I could churn out faster and I can do more of them? And or would I do episodic videos, which are longer, but it's like watching an episode on TV. And so that's the model that I ended up going with. I don't regret that. Um, Maybe I'll get to a point where I'm doing shorter videos. But the longer videos, and you can see in the analytics where you can see how long people are watching, if they're watching it all the way through, if the advertisers had a chance to get their videos in before they tuned out. And the answer to a lot of that is yes. So the channel does well in that regards with advertisers.
And that's where you want to be, right now with the way, YouTube is working. We were just having a conversation earlier, talking about Vid Summit. I don't know if you've ever heard of Vid Summit or been to Vid Summit, but one
No,
of the
I
things
had a conversation with Brandon about it. He told me about it. Sounds like
yeah,
I need to go.
you need to come with us this September or October. We'll be there. We'll be there for sure.
Yeah.
So come on out. But and again, you spoke earlier about not being able to speak to someone, at YouTube, where at Vid Summit, you can meet these guys and forge that relationship and be able to reach out to them when something like that happened to you. But what I was getting at was when you're talking about, sponsors and videos and views and subscribers, and I've had people, say to me, talking about subscribers, and I would tell them subscribers really doesn't tell you the full picture. You want your view count to be up because that's what's getting you, people that are watching your content. And then to speak to, talking about sponsors and what have you, one of the important or a couple of the important metrics to look at, I think one of them is impressions. What are your impression numbers? Because that impressions means how many people it's putting your thumbnail or your content out there for people to see, right? And so when you open up your YouTube homepage, I don't know, what is it, 8 videos or 10 videos or whatever that pops up on your page, you're in a fight because you're fighting to win that click, right?
Yeah.
And so your impressions is going to be how many people that YouTube serves that up in front of, which can translate to big numbers for sponsors. And then click through rate. You look at that click through rate, which is if they put that video up on a screen in front of people, what's the percentage that people are actually clicking on yours, meaning you won the click over the rest of those that's on that page with? And so
Hmm.
the higher your click through rate is, means that you're doing something right as far as say thumbnails
Yeah, your
to
packaging.
grab that. Yeah, exactly. To grab that attention to watch the content. And then if your impressions are up, that means that it's not only people that are already subscribed to your channel, but you're probably breaking out to the people out there that don't know who you are. So
Yeah.
you got more impressions. You're going to get probably more people that don't know who you are and widen your base.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And and I pay attention to the comments on those videos because those are important, and I engage with them as well. And I love the ones when they say, "Hey, man, you popped up, in my recommendations, or you popped up on my page, and I didn't know you guys. I subscribed right away. I'm going to start following you." They'll write that in there. Now I love those, you know. So I want to get as many of those as I can. The channel, based on from the old channel to the new channel, has well over 75 million views. I thought that was pretty good. And
It is.
I don't know how much that matters to advertisers, or whatever,
Matters a
how
lot.
they do that. But I'm just trying to get that viewer count up,
Yeah. And the view, if there's one thing to focus on, it's the views. Subscriber count is great, but it is really, at the end of the day, it's a vanity metric. If you have 10 subscribers and 10 million views, somebody's going to come and talk to you. Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you have 10 million subscribers and 10 views, no one cares.
Yeah.
And so, don't get me wrong, you definitely want a good, solid subscriber base. but it's not the end all be all. And when you're doing the types of numbers that your channel does, it's not something I would put my full energy into. And again, it's just things that we learned at Vid Summit. And for those creators who are watching, we're not paid in any way to endorse or advertise Vid Summit. I wish we were too, but I wish people would consider it because we learned so much. And it's not just like pundits and talking heads. Like the guys who actually
Write the
algorithm for YouTube, they were there and they spoke to us directly. They spoke to us directly, and they are the ones who told us, get rid of the short videos and make your videos episodic. And matter of fact, the guy who is the head of, I can't recall the guy's name right now. No, the guy from YouTube, head of the algorithm.
Oh, yeah.
But
I can't remember his name.
He's the guy who told us, Art, you don't have a YouTube channel anymore. You have a TV show, and your videos should reflect that. Because people are watching YouTube on television more than they watch Netflix.
Yeah. Well, I figured that out early on, based on my TV background. That's why I drop new episodes on Friday evenings, and people who are loyal to Country Style know that. And it's part of their Friday night lineup. Just like, back in the day, you knew when Sanford and Son was coming on, or you knew when Good Times was coming on, or whatever your favorite show is, you'd be ready that, hey, I'm going to be watching my show when it comes on. And so they do that because they're watching it. They get mad at me when my videos are too short. My average video would typically run 30 minutes because I'm trying to at least get it there. It's going to be somewhere between 25, sometimes as long as 40. But when there's a video that drops that's 10 minutes, they're like, hey, Art, where's the rest of the video, man? That wasn't enough. I was
drinking my coffee
here and the video ended, So there's a challenge there to, as I say, to feed the monster. But again, I try to be intentional with trying to schedule when I put those videos out and how often I put them out. My fans would tell us all the time that I don't do enough videos for them, and that's because it ain't easy cranking out 30-minute videos 3-4 times a week.
It sure ain't.
Man.
That ain't happening.
No. And to speak to your following, it's something to see, and it's a beautiful thing to admire. When the hack was fresh on your channel, we had many people who were commenting and reaching out to our channel, and they were practically begging, please, what happened to Art? Can y'all give us any information? And we were in a position of doing everything we could to inform folk, but it was almost like you felt really bad that you couldn't help and you couldn't give them any more information. But people were really desperate to see y'all, man. And
man, Brandon, it was like you were cast out into the abyss. It's like you were out there like, hey, can anybody see us? Hey, help. Is anybody there? And it's like there wasn't no answers coming back, man. And so again, I couldn't communicate with the audience because I only had the channel and the channel was gone. And so that man, again, that was just such a nightmare. But tried to fix that as best we could.
And we're gonna get that solved by getting you to Vid Summit this year.
Yeah, I'm there. No, again, no. I'm putting that on my schedule. I don't care what I'm doing. I'm going.
Well, we're gonna be there. So
yes,
we're gonna have a good time.
We'll be there. We'll have a good time. We're gonna learn a lot. That's for sure. But hey, look, y'all, let's take a break. We got to pay a few bills, Art. You know the game, man.
I do.
We got enough time to go gnaw one of them laptop bones.
We got about 1 minute.
Okay.
Y'all check this out. Buy something, y'all, so we can get paid.
We like you to meet Sweet Charlene, the barbecue seasoning created from family bonds that is low in sodium but high in flavor. It doesn't matter if you're a beginner or a seasoned pitmaster. Level up your barbecue game with this dry rub that has amazing taste and great color. Go to eddywrightbarbecue.com right now and order your choice between the 6-ounce shaker bottle, the 16-ounce bag, or my favorite, the 32-ounce bag, and start rubbing your beef, pork, and poultry the right way.
All right, y'all, we're back from the break. T, go ahead, brother.
Man, all this talk about YouTube, I'm just ready for country style to kick off, man. I'm ready for June.
Man, who you telling?
We had a ball last year. Last year was my first time going. Last year is not my last time going. I will try to go every time I can. I mean, the experience was for anybody listening and watching, you have to be there. It's
Got to.
I mean, it looks great on YouTube, but man, being there, the vibe and everything. So, Art, tell us about this coming year. Do you have any new things coming? I know last year we talked about was it the setting the Guinness Book of World Records? You know, they got their new song out now, Boots on the Ground. Is there gonna be like some type of line dancing or something there this year?
Yeah, we definitely plan to tap into that because after everything is over, then the DJ comes on and the band comes on. And so that's definitely going to be built in. And we'll be promoting that. But you know what? The only thing we're doing, T, is just trying to keep growing it and making it better. We're not trying to make any wholesale changes to it because people love it kind of like where it is. But, when people come to our event, and we'll have thousands and thousands of people out there, I want them to have a good experience. I want them to go ahead and camp out and get that whole lawn chair community going. But I also want to always make sure I'm taking care of my grill masters because they're the ones feeding everybody. Okay, so we have 50 grill masters that come out, and I cap it at 50 because I can't fit any more on the yard. Okay, I mean, I'm just out of space on the yard, and we've got a good caliber of grill master that's out there who's out there grilling. These guys are serious. They come from all over. We got a core base that's been with us for a while. And as you know, we're doing ribs and brisket and wings. But we increased the money, the prize money. We'll be giving out around $14,000 in prize money this year. And one of the things that we do, and I just think it needs to be done, we pay out the top 5 in each category. Okay, that's a lot. Most people don't pay
Yeah.
out the top 5. Okay, and the reason I'm doing now, of course, if you in 5th place, you can get your registration money back, which is better than nothing. Okay,
Yeah.
you're in 5th place. Okay, you in 5th place. But the point is, I'm trying to get as many people on that stage as a winner as I can. Okay, so we'll give out prizes, to at least 13, 14, 15 people. Okay. And that's people that got to come up, let everybody see them. Maybe they got to give some words, or whatever. They got a check, and they got a trophy that they get to take back. And believe me, I've seen it. They take those trophies and it's on their mantle. It's on their grill when they travel. They want people to know, hey man, I'm a country style grill master. Several of them have asked me, could they use my brand as part of their grill? And I told them they could, and I didn't have to do that. But it's like, okay, look, you're a bona fide grill master. You came, you competed in our competition, and you competed more than once, so you have a following. And I'm okay with you having the country style logo on your rig, along with all your other stuff, kind of makes us kind of feel like a sponsor, you know, except we ain't gave them no money.
That's the big difference.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
At least
So
they asked though.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's the whole idea. To answer your question, you know, we're not doing any wholesale changes. Um, we're in our ninth year of doing this, and I don't know if I gave you all the history of how this whole thing got started. I won't bore you with that again. But the point is, it's grown every year to the point where we're pushed to the seams. And if you've been there, you've seen it. Next year is our 10-year anniversary. We plan to blow that up big. Okay. And then, and you guys are hearing it here first. After the 10-year anniversary, we're going to move it.
Oh,
Exclusive.
Exclusive.
Yeah.
We're going to move it. I don't know even know where we're going.
Come on
Well,
to Texas.
I can tell you this, wherever we're going,
Texas. No, man.
it's still going to be in the country.
yeah.
We can't take the country out of country style. But again, we've kind of, we're popping at the seams from where we are. And so after the 10-year anniversary, we're going to have.
It's a large scene. It's a lot of people. A long crowd. We were there last year. There was cars stuck on the street the whole time. Traffic the entire day.
Yeah.
Leading up to the event, and you and Navy Boy talk about this, leading up to Country Style every year on your channel. Can you give the people an idea of how much work it takes to plan and execute Country Style every year?
Man, it is ginormous. And there's several things that need a lot of attention. You mentioned the traffic. When what was 3 years ago, we had one guy trying to manage traffic. Then we got a couple more. The last cook-off, we hired the highway patrolman to come out, to enforce our traffic for us because they actually rerouted traffic around that because they knew how many cars were going to be coming into the area. So they had signs up that if you're not coming to this event,
Yeah.
go this way and go around so that you're not stuck in this bottleneck. The volunteer base, it has increased. The amount of people who we have to pay for services has increased. The amount of food that we're feeding the people has increased. Parking has increased. Everything just keeps increasing, 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 and you got to keep up with that. Because if you don't keep up with it, you'll get overrun. And whereas when we started out, and we're in the process of working on all this now, right? I came across the first flyer that we put out for the event, which, by the way, it wasn't called the Country Style Cook-Off. Then I was calling it Grill Up or Shut Up. Okay.
Like that.
Yeah, Grill Up or Shut Up. All the early shirts, and people still wear them because, they're proud of that. It's like, man, I got one of the old ones, from old school. You know how much we charge people to get in?
How much?
$5.
That's it?
Come on, man.
$5. Come in and eat all you can eat.
Should be there all day.
Drink, pay us $5 and go home. We give out $10,000 in scholarships every year. The first year I gave out 2 scholarships. They were supposed to be $500 a piece. Man, I doubt if I made $300 the whole day. I had to write them checks out of my pocket. Okay. So it's continuously grown over the years. This year we'll charge $35 a ticket.
They ain't bad still.
Reasonable. Particularly because that's your entry fee, and that also includes all the food. You get to eat off of 50 top grill masters from around the country. Just walk up to them and say, man, let me try your ribs.
All day.
Let me slice me a piece of that brisket.
All day.
And it's already paid for. The food bill, you're talking about managing all of this. The food bill alone will be over $30,000, and that's with a little bit of a discount. just to feed the people. And so, yeah, there are a lot of expenses, a lot of moving parts, and, you just kind of hang on as best you can. That's why I only do it one time a year, brother.
Yeah. For those who have never been, uh, the $35 you're spending versus, again, possibility of eating all of that amazing food, but just that event and that experience, $35, you severely undercharged. And brother, I'm just gonna be honest with you.
It's better than a movie.
And
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
But down in the country, they're gonna be complaining. It was like, good
Yeah.
They're
Lord,
gonna be
Yeah.
complaining everywhere.
$5. How much is it for just one chicken wing?
Yeah,
Guys, remember
Can I
that
get
old
one wing?
feed, right?
absolutely.
Lord, 35, man, just give me
Yeah.
one chicken wing, you know? But again, we had to do that because our expenses are going up.
Mhm.
We're providing a premium service, and even the grill masters will tell you, they say, man, I don't care what I'm doing, your event is already on the calendar. They call us the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
us, okay?
Mhm.
It's the Super Bowl, and they're not gonna miss it, and that's why I try to take care of those grill masters, and like I said, if you can come get, $3,000 on a top prize, I mean, that's a good lick, that's worth your time and effort to come out there, and if you were in 2nd place and got 25, you're doing pretty damn good too,
Mhm.
you know?
Yeah. Do
Yeah.
you
I
have the
already,
Grill Masters set already for this year?
Oh, registration opens in the next several days. We're a
Okay.
little behind this year. And so we'll announce it. And then people will register. The way the process works is we announce it. They fill out the registration form and just put them in. That's all you can do. Okay. And then now there are a few people, I'll be honest with you, who are grandfathered in, um, people who've been there from the beginning, people who are past winners or past champions or have won multiple times. We take care of them, but we don't fill those spots are not that many. The rest of them, we just do the old fashioned lottery system. We put those names literally in a hat and draw them out the hat as part of an episode on TV, and we pull it
Yeah.
out. We got Joe's Smoking Ribs from Tugelo, Mississippi. Let's call him up, and we call them, see if we can get them on the phone. They answer, and we just make it a whole thing, and that's how we pick them. And the ones that don't get in, they're on a waiting list because sometimes something happens, an
Yeah.
emergency, somebody has to cancel, then we'll pull up somebody who was on standby.
Good deal. Good deal. Yeah, because I got some people that's interested this year. And so I've been trying to keep my eye out to see when that's happening. I thought I missed it, but good news, I haven't. So I'm going to pass that information on. Yeah.
Just gotta stay tuned to the channel, because obviously it's going to be there. It'll also be on the Country Style website, which is artfennellcountrystyle.com. It's not on there yet. We're putting all of it together, but it'll be there. They can see the registration information process, timelines, all that stuff, the rules, and everything else.
Nice.
Our rules are different.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Our rules are different from all the barbecue associations and so forth, and God bless them. That what you guys do, what they do is all well and good. But there is just a certain way that Black folk do things,
Yeah.
and a
Tell
certain
'em.
way that they want their meat cooked, and a certain taste that they want it, and so forth. And all of that's reflected in the culture of country style. Okay. And I've had some grill masters come up and tell me, you know, I made a mistake by coming here thinking that I was cooking for other people when I should have been cooking for this crowd.
Cooking for home. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, that's a learning experience, especially when you got to stand before those judges. This isn't a blind contest where you turn in a box and it goes behind a curtain, and that's the end of it. No, you have to present your
Yep.
product to the judges and get interviewed by them. Tell them where you came from, what your process was. Boy, who taught you how to cook like this? My grandmama, man, or my granddaddy. I learned that, because that's part of the culture.
So that's a great segue. Talking about judges. So, question.
What, you want to be one?
I was going to ask you, like, if people want to be a judge, how do they become a judge at Country Style?
Well, so it's discretion there. Obviously, we want people who are experienced, no doubt about that. But you don't necessarily have to be trained as a judge, and we have some of them too. Okay, but I want people who know their stuff. When they pick up what this grill master just handed them and they look at it and taste it, they know what they're looking for. They know what they're tasting. They know food. Okay. And I'm looking for judges who are engaging, that don't mind asking that grill master the tough question, like, okay, this meat's a little bit burnt, or where's your smoke ring? How long did you have this on? Why did you have it on that long? Or whatever the case may be, I want people in front of those grill masters who will engage with them. And then we also throw in we'll throw in a couple of local celebrities, because they're fun for the crowd. But even with them, you know, they got a palate. They know what tastes right to them and what's messed up. But that's what's in it. But I'll say this here and now. When you guys come, I know you guys gonna be busy and you're doing your thing. But hey, if you want to get in the pot, brother.
There we go.
Let's go.
There we go. I think that'd be cool to have Black Smoke Crimmers as judges.
That would be amazing.
That would be.
That
I
would
get
be
to eat all day.
Hey,
I mean,
what you asked for.
Yeah.
No, hey,
Right.
all right. I had some brisket last year that almost knocked me out, like straight up knocked me out. And it was like 2 hours in. It's too early.
In a good way, it knocked you out.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
We had some brisket that was bad last year. I'm not going to won't out this person,
Oh, I ain't had that one.
but a person came in, a first timer, great personality, talked a lot of trash, which is always good, but got there and was overwhelmed. It's like, wow, this is more than I thought it was. Oh, got a little spastic. Didn't have stuff ready when it was supposed to be ready. When the judges came to them, tried the brisket, and the judges looked at the brisket and looked at the grill master and went, "What the hell is this?" It happens.
Oh
It
man.
happens. You can get your feelings hurt out there if your stuff isn't right.
Yeah.
And again, that's
What?
part of our culture, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right
Yeah.
about it?
Yeah.
And one thing that I really love about the way the judging works there at Country Style, like you said, it's not people marching up to a table. The judges are on the move.
Yeah.
Like, they're moving throughout and hitting all the stalls, and they have their clipboards and they're taking their notes. And so, yeah, like, you're looking that judge right in the eye. They're scrutinizing. They're checking out your setup. Like, they getting right there, right up on you.
Yeah.
And
Well, those are our walking judges. The walking judges judge the wings and the brisket. Okay. Which is it's good to see those judges coming through the crowd like that, and when they're coming right up to the grill. It's only 3 per judging team. And I can't have one team with 4 people, another team with 2 people, because the scores won't work. It's got to be the same with the judges on every team. The ribs judges are based on the stage. They're not mobile. And people come up to them. They have an appointed time, their turn-in time, obviously, and they go to the stage. But for the brisket and for the wings, they're walking the grounds, and they'll try quite a few wings while they're out there, and brisket as well.
All right, what are all the categories that you have in the competition?
Well, that's it. So we pay out the top 5 in ribs, top 5 in wings, the best brisket. We also pay out the best original sauce, not store-bought, and the best original rub. Okay. And that's different because, a good original rub and a good original sauce, man, can make a hell of a difference on your product. And I just thought that we ought to give that some spotlight too. We used to do People's Choice. We did that for a number of years. You really can't manage People's Choice anymore because it's too many people and too many grill masters. And I've seen some competitions where, you got a ticket and you put a ticket in a jar or something, and whoever's jar is the heaviest, you win People's Choice. Well, I think that's crap. That's not a People's Choice Award. People's Choice Award is when people actually vote. I like this one the best, the people. But it's too complicated to manage when you got that many people out there.
Are you considering doing a podcast live from Countryside?
Thought about it, but I won't because I just couldn't manage it. There's I've still got people in my ear telling me that I should do it. So I won't say that I've thrown it all the way away, but that's going to keep me in one area for a period of time where I'm almost always on the go when I'm out there and engaging with the fans and so forth. And so, like I said, I got people in my ear who are still telling me to do it. I won't say I can't say 100% no, but yeah, it's going to be a stretch. I'll say that. Are you guys going to do something?
That's the plan.
That would be great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the plan. We would love to do it live from there. And worst case, man, we lock you down for 5 minutes or so. Because again,
Yeah,
y'all.
well, like I said, if you can catch me, you got me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's what you did before.
yeah. And for those who haven't been, when Art says he's on the move the entire time, like it's like the Beatles.
Yeah.
Art is moving through the crowd. People are losing their mind, pulling their hair out. Art got like 20 security guards, a camera crew.
Panties being thrown.
That
Well,
too.
Everybody trying to trizzolate.
Yeah.
Everybody trying to trizzolate.
Yeah.
Everybody wants a selfie. Everybody wants to stop and talk, and you try to grab as many of them as you can. You just can't get them all. I tell people it can literally, and I've seen it happen because it's happened to me. Just to move, I'll say 50 paces can take 15 minutes because you're getting stopped every 2 or 3 steps. And you hate to just blow people off, because they came all that way to be with you and to see you and so forth. And so, yeah, it's a little bit complicated like that. How many steps I did? I looked at my Apple Watch.
I can
20,000.
only imagine.
30, 40
No,
thousand.
well, I forgot what the steps was, but I looked at the miles. Because it translates into the miles.
Yeah.
You know how many
5.
miles I did that one day?
It's
5.
about 20 miles.
More than 5, less than 20. Go again.
12.
More than 12.
What?
I'll say
15?
15.
More than
17.
15.
More than 15.
Saying
Oh
17.
man.
I'll say
17.
19.
Wow. And it was hot too. So
Yeah.
did you lose a lot of weight?
That's a lot of moving around.
Yeah,
At the end of the day, man, I could barely move.
I bet.
And again, the day starts for us. It starts at 5, 6 in the morning,
Yeah.
and it doesn't end until 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night.
Lord.
So, yeah, it's like that. And so I say again, that's why it's only one day a year. That's why it's not people say, man, so much fun. Man, do this, man. Make it Friday and Saturday. Hell to the no.
No. People who say that have never worked on the logistics of an event like that, man. Like, yeah, one day is enough.
Yeah, one day is enough, man. Enough for me anyway.
We need to get you one of them bougie golf carts with the air conditioning and everything on it, man.
You ain't got enough room to drive him through there.
You sure don't.
You never get through.
Run them over.
Run 'em over.
Ain't no room to run them over. So you haven't been. Bro, there was times where we had to like shimmy sideways in between camp. Like,
Yeah.
you'll see, brother.
Man, I'm gonna try real hard this time. Try
Yeah,
real
you gotta
hard.
make it, man. You gotta make it. Gotta.
Somebody asked me, our guest today that we had today
Oh, yes, yeah.
asked me, says, man, talking about, what are your type of goals or whatever for 2025, whatever. And I said, man, for me, honestly speaking, is just trying to get in the same space with my Black Smoke brothers at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
Because the event, you guys were all there and it was minus me. So I'm like, man, I really got to try and make that happen.
Yeah. Well, you guys had good representation at Delilah's event in Atlanta.
Yeah, he missed that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Charlie.
Sorry, my bad.
Appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, even Darren made it too, man.
Yeah, he's not kicking his back in now. Okay.
Maybe we got to come to Texas. That's all.
Hey, come on.
Maybe, yeah.
You
No,
know?
I mean, I have a, I got
Texas would actually make sense.
See, man,
We got a lot of spots, man.
we got a lot of country here.
Oh, I know that.
Oh, yeah.
We don't got a lot of trees like over on the east side, but hey, it's country.
Yeah,
Need some
man.
shade.
You better bring it.
Just
Yeah,
right.
bring it with you. Bring it with you.
Lone Prairie.
Oh man.
So, Art, give us the date and how they can find out more about the country style cookout.
June 14th. I tell people the easy way to keep up with us is that we always do it the Saturday before Father's Day. Whatever that date falls on, that's when we're going to be out there. And, I always say, follow the smoke. That's my trademark line, follow the smoke. So smoke's in the air on June 14th. We're in Blenheim, South Carolina. Most people have never heard of it, and rightfully so. It's only a traffic light and a store, a gas station. Okay? And it's not even a traffic light. It's just a caution light that just says slow down. Okay? That's all. It's right on the outskirts of Bennettsville. That's all South Carolina. It's not far off of Interstate 95 at all. So that's how people find us. But again, registration is going to be opening in the next couple of days. Eventbrite.com is where the tickets will be. And we encourage people to go out there and get your ticket early. And you know why? You ain't going to get no internet in the country, dude.
No.
Sure won't.
You get spotty internet if you're lucky. But they're still working on all of that stuff. And so if you get that ticket early, that's the best way to do it. Eventbrite.com, and it's the Country Style Cook-Off 2025. And then obviously on the YouTube channel, we'll be giving several updates from now until June with information and do's and don'ts and all kinds of things people need to know. And so that's how you get us. We also have the website, which is artfennellcountrystyle.com, where we'll be posting information there as well. And so, if you're looking for information, there's a way you can find it.
Very good. Very good. And where can they find you on social media and all those other types of places?
Well, we're on Instagram, we're on TikTok, we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook. And if you just put in country style, it comes up, or put in my name, and it comes up. Obviously, YouTube is our biggest platform. Then obviously the podcast that we do. We have I don't know how many episodes we have on that podcast. It's probably hovering somewhere around 13, 14, 15, I think, somewhere in there. The podcasts are out there, and the YouTube channel, which is Country Style 2 with Art Fennell. And that's how they can get us.
So you tell the folks where they can find you, bro.
You can catch me at tdub.bbq on all the socials, tdub-bbq on YouTube. And if you're into poetry, you can catch me at the Brown Sugar Cafe. Also, season 4 of the Brown Sugar Cafe podcast is underway.
And tell them about the book, T.
My latest book, Pain Is Not Our Only Paintbrush, is available. That's this book right here. It's a collection of poems, very beautiful on the inside. Grab a copy for yourself, your loved ones. You'll enjoy it.
Keep that book on my desk, brother. I really enjoy it.
Appreciate you.
Hey, T, I do poetry as well.
Okay.
For example, hark is that smoke in the air.
Oh,
I'm the grill master. Do I dare? That's as far as I got. I'm sorry.
Hey.
Wait.
I love it.
I had you going for a while, man.
Hey, I
you
was
had me
dialed
going.
in.
Hey,
It's like, oh yeah.
Yeah,
I'm over here like, is there anything this dude don't know?
Right?
Renaissance man right there.
Hey, you got the voice.
Yeah, man.
Oh man.
Charlie, tell the folks where they can find you, bro.
Anywhere you see the name Charlie Maverick, sometimes on X, just lurking. I don't post anything. I'm trying to see what those fools up to on Elon's platform, on Threads. But again, I don't know if anybody else there. I be yelling and nobody be shouting back. It's kind of dark over there. Facebook still popping, Instagram still going. YouTube sometimes, but you can find me over there. And you can find me and T on Pastor Moat Podcast on your nearest podcast platform. And yeah, man, I'll be out there.
So listen, when are we doing the Star Wars episode of Past the Remote?
Man, I gotta talk to T, man.
Yeah, we got to get that
totally
lined
forgot
up.
about that, man. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Well, as long as we do it this year.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Yeah.
Are y'all going to watch Andor season 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, I never finished season 1, so I definitely got to catch
That was
up
a
with
long
that.
season. It was a long.
Let's do it
long
after
season.
season 2, man. I'm game.
All
Yeah.
right. Sounds good.
What about you, brother? I mean, I know we right here,
Yeah.
on the boulevard and everything. But for those who don't know, tell the folks what's up.
Hey, you can find me the Dog Father's Barbecue, DAWGFATHASBBQ. Find me on YouTube. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Facebook. Do have a TikTok, but I don't really post there very often. So other places you can catch me. Catch me on the Pit Boss YouTube channel. I am one of the backyard bosses. So I'll be on the Backyard Boss playlist as I do content for them. And we are now launching a new playlist that's going to be my own. That's going to be Barbecue Boulevard with the Dog Father coming up here. I believe we're launching in May. So swing on over to the Pit Boss Grills YouTube channel and come check me out, where you can also find my man Brandon right here, one of the other ambassadors. So where can they find you, BKC?
They can find me all over the place except for that pit of hell known as X Twitter, whatever they call it these days. Everywhere else, look for BKC Cooks and we will be there. When I say we, I do mean me. And it's luxurious made. Y'all already know I'm not gonna let y'all get past that. Camera's kind of far. I'm tempted to get up on it, but y'all know what it is, man. And listen, make sure y'all are subscribed to Black Smoke Barbecue Podcast right here on YouTube, everywhere else where you get your podcasts. And also, we are on Patreon, y'all. So become a member there, get a bunch of great benefits that you don't get here on the free YouTube channel. And again, you get access to Black Smoke After Dark, where we get a little ignorant. You understand? But keep the kids away. Come on over there and have some fun with us. Guarantee you won't be disappointed, y'all.
We get a little what?
A little ignorant. You need me to spell it?
Yeah, go ahead.
IGNANT.
There you go.
I'm gonna check that one out.
Please, please do. Y'all, look, we got to thank our brother Art Fennell for coming on, hanging with us. It's always a pleasure to have you, brother, and you're always welcome, man. And we're looking forward to Country Style. Make sure y'all go get your tickets as soon as they drop. Because I have a sneaking suspicion, y'all, that they just might sell out because that thing was busting at the seams last year. I can't imagine it's going to shrink into this year, y'all. So get over there, check Eventbrite, check the website, get your tickets. Don't get left out, man. And
Yes,
look,
sir.
y'all, we appreciate y'all watching Black Smoke Barbecue Podcast.
Absolutely.
We are out.